right? Slap bet? Did we have a slap bet?
We did
If
not.
we're going to space and eating ramen,
You wanted to.
I don't think it was official.
I don't think we did it.
And Aaron wanted
You
to.
sure as hell ain't doing it this season. I'll tell you what.
One more episode, Aaron.
It could be a crazy time jump.
This could be the craziest slap bet in the history of slap bets. It
Who's
all
doing the slap
goes
bet?
on this. I was thinking Calvin.
I ain't kicking you, maybe you guys do it.
He is closest.
Yeah, he's right there. He's right there.
So
right there.
inconvenient if it's any other.
Yeah, I have to reach or we have to stand up.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, we watched Gurren Lagann, and then like in an episode they had a time skip, and then they were not in space but close.
We could have a time skip. It could literally be Mechasenku.
maybe.
Or it's incredibly unlikely, and you could just be slapping me. You know?
Ain't nobody slapping me. Someone's slapping you. And you. And you. I just go through all.
All right, no slap bet.
Does it have a date?
I don't believe so. That wouldn't be too bad to look up.
Well, it shouldn't be as far because we're,
We were late getting to this season.
might not have as far as everyone else
Yeah.
has had.
Hopefully, there's. I mean, I guess that they have to, but that break in the middle of the season kind of broke my momentum a little bit with it. I mean, I still really enjoyed it, but I just wish it wasn't to that huge break in there. But hell of a season.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I like the little Senku moment. That was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Having them both kind of say it.
Yeah, it's going where his dad went.
It's weird though that, well, not weird I guess, but it sucks that we have like the Medusa and it's out of power. Had enough to get Tsukasa, but
Right.
Yeah, we destroyed all the others. So.
It's like when you unlock the boss in a video game and he's
That's
just
exactly
not,
what I was gonna
he's
say.
not as good.
Yeah. When you beat the boss and he becomes an ally and he's just, oh man, he's just shitty.
how come you were so tough before? Now you're...
You can fly. I can only double jump.
yeah, you could fly when I was fighting you. It's like, well, you cut my wing a little bit whenever we were fighting, so it's a little weaker now.
Yeah.
But it did give us the information. I guess the thing that I was talking about, I think it was last episode or episode before, where it's like, does it need to be engulfed in the light?
Mm-hmm.
Or if it touches you, it will then just take over the whole body?
Yeah.
And here, like, you have just a little spark of light. And in the Ibarra situation, it showed that it just went over, like, part of his body, not the whole body, but it still stoned him.
But if you were touching someone that touched the light, you do not get turned into stone.
Correct.
And I would appear because there were multiple people touching
Yeah.
Tsukasa. So the light has to touch you.
We
And if
weren't
the light,
touching Tsukasa. We were crushing that girl's hand. It's about intent.
I wonder if the Medusa charges over time. Because it's
Sure.
been a couple hundred years, I assume, of some amount of use. Although it seemed like before Ibarra it was much more rare in its usage, I would imagine.
It certainly
Yeah.
wasn't as large as an island, I suppose, right?
I also wonder,
Well, that's what the old master was saying.
Yeah.
like some battery things, like using LED lights versus older light bulbs, like they take less power. So like you can have a little bit of light that you turn on every once in a while, and it doesn't take as much. Like, is it one of those things where it's like it has a battery source, but like, well, when you just make it take a meter, it doesn't take that much power from it.
Yeah.
But you sapped it all when you try to make it do a whole island. Like, that was a lot of power over a long time of it having to do it versus like 1 second. This is how much time did it take for it to like...
Or does it have some like self-winding watch sort of features?
Yeah,
Where,
where like
like-
as you walk with it, it just winds your watch up and you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if we'll find that out before we get to the moon. Or not. Because, I mean, they're going to have a lot of time on the ship doing nothing.
Sure.
Sure, there's a long trip of sailing. Though we've skipped a lot of the sailing parts in
Yeah.
this season at least.
We have.
Like, we just got back home. We didn't take a long time getting back home.
Our ship has an engine, right?
It does.
Yeah. So that'll make things go quicker.
It's
Still
sailing.
still take a while.
Sure.
It's a ship that looks like it's made for speed more than haulage.
Yeah.
Haulage.
So
It-
it'll make fairly good time.
It would have affected Japan too, I guess. But I wonder what happened to all of the nuclear stuff during the petrification, in a sense. Like,
Right? If it powered down, then did those rods
Wow.
overheat? And...
yeah, did that
there's
happen?
Probably automatic fail safes. Like if no human interacts with this, it just powers down.
Hopefully. But also things that we stored that was supposed to last however long Like a lot of that's probably leaked and such. But it should be a small enough amount that it doesn't matter. I was
You
trying
mean
to
like
think
waste and stuff?
like can they still grow corn in America, or is it an irradiated wasteland?
I mean, probably. I mean, if it is, there's probably radiated areas, but not all of it.
Yeah.
And also, maybe it destroyed some of the corn that's like not the edible corn. Because like what was it? I don't know. Whatever it was, I was watching talked about like there's a lot of corn grown in the U.S. And some of it is grown like not edible, and like showed these guys who like going around and like they got corn like fresh from the field, took bites of it, and it just tasted like dirt, and,
Like ash.
yeah, just and they use that for like
I mean,
animal feed and other stuff too.
corn is barely edible. Like, your body can't digest it very well.
That's why it just
know?
comes back
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
It just comes right back out. That's why like animals, like, yes, they can feed on it, but it's not great for them.
Yeah.
You know, they get ulcers and
But-
weird
Sure.
fat deposits and
But
stuff.
we've pushed corn probably too far in the U.S. And
Oh, we
need
definitely
to be
have.
using
yeah.
other.
It's subsidized, baby.
Yeah.
Like farmers that grow corn get like grants and stuff like that to help their farms and stuff to
Oh,
be
yeah.
able to grow more. Whereas like
At a certain point, they were.
people who grow things like tomatoes or
Yeah.
potatoes or you know some other kinds of crops, they don't get that.
I remember at a certain point, if you were being paid to grow corn, there was like 2 years where they paid you not to because we had too much. I was like, "How's this work?" I was like, "I don't know.
Can we just switch crop?
We can afford it somehow."
Just do a new crop.
Don't ask questions.
Is the giant seed repository in America?
No.
No,
It's in Europe.
It's like Antarctica or something,
Yeah, it's
right?
in the far
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Is that a
far
repository of-
deep frozen wasteland.
Not irradiated though.
Nope.
Yeah, probably not. What about the repository of diseases?
Why do we keep that?
The CDC. I mean, I'm
sure
sure there
what
are
that
different
means.
places everywhere.
Yeah.
But they're kept like either frozen or like in vaults and stuff like that.
Let's keep cures and get rid of the disease.
No, they have to have the diseases to make sure the cures keep working.
Then the disease changes.
Yeah.
I love Tsukasa. Like, there's that element, and I think we kind of had the same thing too with, dang it, the guy with the spear, the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Yoga.
like it's that moment of like, you wake them up, it's like, what's going on?
I know. I love that they can just like. Well, of course, this is why I was brought out. You need a bodyguard to go to the moon.
Yeah, like Tsukasa's like, what's the situation? Like, and that one there, it's like, we were
Yeah.
enemies. There's no reason he woke me up except for, and like they just start like
Yeah.
getting into that right away.
Tsukasa was a little phased by the whole moon thing.
By the moon thing, yeah.
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 As phased as he can be.
I wonder if we will wake up another villain. You know, like
Yeah.
like Tsukasa's like that won't happen, and it's like, well, sure, but like it was you. Like we woke up someone because we needed to fight a tiger or a lion or whatever.
Yeah, like that's why I'm speculating about the radiation or the disease. Like, what are we going to face in America? That's going to be something we have to overcome.
Capitalism.
We have the king of capitalism.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I liked his like discussion about the money. I'm like, that's nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're. Like, it'd be nice if that's how it works. It's like it's usually
would be.
unification of money, not like, oh,
Yeah.
you ain't got money, you got nothing.
Don't have money, you don't have power.
Yeah,
Yeah, if money was coming together and being used for the benefit of all humanity,
yeah,
that'd be great.
yeah. But I don't know. I don't know what do we wake up? You know, how do we decide on like, do you just wake up everybody? I know that's initially Senku's idea, but in a world where it's like, well, we need to make sure that these guys keep running and then these guys keep running. Like, you might not want to wake up everybody. What if you come across a prison?
Yeah.
You know, do you wake up everybody in the prison? Because some of the worst people there might also not even be the prisoners. They could be the guards or the warden or something. You know?
And is Y-Man just going to sit and wait for us to come to him?
Yeah. Or do they have some other way of battling? You know?
Well,
They already tried to like activate the Medusa, right?
yeah, they
Think so,
tried to
yeah.
do it that way through the radio, and they sent down like a airburst almost of a bunch of other Medusas and stuff
Yeah, some time ago.
some time ago. So
Which must have been to like, I don't know. That must have been like as a like, oh, there's still people down there. Let's send his little shotgun blast to get the last bit. Versus
Yeah.
like, here's the initial like, because
If
I don't know.
each one of
They
those
assumed
Medusas,
the initial one was the entire thing,
Yeah.
right? And that's
Yeah.
what he was trying to do, which it wouldn't have worked then, whenever they'd have done it, because they didn't have enough power,
Right.
even though it failed entirely. But I don't know.
Yeah, it
Just
seems
wondering.
like
Yeah,
it's
if-
an incredible coincidence if it wasn't a targeted attack, because there's so much of Earth that is unpopulated.
Yeah, unless
And
you just rained it down on as much.
unpopulable.
You just keep throwing it at Earth for a long time. Just like make sure it's good. Make sure everything's stone.
Maybe they have some type of like optical telescope or something that they can see people. I don't know.
But he also didn't do it again, right?
Well,
Like it didn't
not
work.
there,
Yeah.
but like, did he do it to any other location?
Maybe he threw all of his devices.
There's no story like that of like the other village that
Mm-hmm.
we've been at having that happen.
True.
Just this one.
If
I don't know.
each one of the Medusas that fell from the sky had the power to do the whole island, why were they all only activated for a few meters? And why were there hundreds of them instead of just one? It's like a tremendous waste of resources.
Yep.
If you could just bomb it with one and do the
It
whole
feels
island.
like something was in orbit and like broke apart and they rained it down
Maybe.
to me. And it was just a coincidence that they landed on that island.
But there's also like, if you're throwing this little thing from, let's say, the moon, how likely are you to make sure that it goes from here to there?
Well, if
Versus
you have-
just bombard quite a few of them. and
If
just
you have
try
the
to hit
math, you can get it perfect. You know?
area. Sure.
If you understand.
But like, what was the target?
Orbit and
Maybe
gravity
that
and-
wasn't even the target.
Sure.
Maybe the target was
Might not
something
be.
else. Maybe they
But
were
it's
even,
still, if you could do something that's 1,000 times the radius of what each of those did for one of them, why would you use 200 when you could use one?
Sure. Yeah, or just drop one on the Earth and just do the whole Earth again.
Sure.
Unless you're trying not to hit something else, right? Like that's why you don't want to go too big.
Sure.
Maybe it's like
But then you would just pre-program
it's like
it.
a language model AI, and sometimes they just mess up.
Yeah.
And it messed up then, and now it's going to contend against the real thing, human intelligence.
We also don't know
Senku.
what resources they have, right? Exactly.
Yeah, we know nothing.
But like, you know, the older days of like a bombing run was
Yep.
just kind of like drop a lot of bombs in this area, versus now they have like missiles or drone strikes that are much more precise, and you just shoot one. You know.
But we got all that covered because there's a guy that can beat them up.
Boom.
Can.
I mean, he's pretty amazing. He can beat
Yeah.
up a lot.
He said the new guy is pretty good too,
Yeah. I love their fight.
but they broke the stick. Hope he gets a new stick.
I'm sure he'll get something better than a stick.
They can make katanas.
Why was Magma so mad at Senku when Senku was like, "Get all the Reese's on here, hurry!" And Magma was like, "I'll snap your fucking neck."
I think they're just reinforcing the fact that he hasn't given up on his quest for
Maybe.
world domination, and that only Senku's amazement and
Yeah.
science is keeping him from trying.
Like, I like the idea that he was just like annoyed that Senku was telling him what to do, and he just like fell back like, "I'll kill you," because he just mentioned like, "Yeah, he kills people."
I do like that Yo has kind of fallen into a little bit more of a good guy police officer role
Yeah.
in a way. Like he was like, if Tsukasa causes any problems, I got this now, you know.
I'm ready!
But he's still shaking and scared. But like he's a little bit more of. I like him a little bit more now than he was before when he was like on the strength side, right?
Yeah.
Like before he was a little bit more. He seems less. I don't know.
Conniving?
Yeah, conniving's a good word. Than he was before.
Seems less like a bully.
Well, yeah, before he seemed like he was like trying to figure a way for him to gain control.
He was
and,
ambitious,
you know,
yeah.
and I'm gonna be the best one. And but now it seems more of like, this is my job. I am the gun guy. Does it have any bullets? I don't know. Yeah, the one who seems to be the biggest problem is still just Magma.
Yeah.
And all the unknowns that we're going to revive.
I assume we're leaving Hyoga stoned. for now.
I don't think. Yeah, I think you leave him like that for a while.
Man.
He's untrustworthy at the time.
There's got to be at least some of those in America, though, right?
Yeah, but that's why you got Tsukasa
That's true.
with no spears for the other guys.
What if they wake up another genius?
Genius in America. More likely to revive a Karen.
Damn it.
I enjoyed their the war paint they put on. You know, like it reminds me of The Expanse a little bit with the Belters and how like the original Belters had that scar around their neck because they never had good vacuum sealing.
Yeah.
But then their children honored them by doing tattoos of that scar. what it kind of reminds me of. It's like they're building a culture in a way.
Sure. It also, like, if you go and wake up more people in the U.S. that don't have, like, they still have those scars, probably, right? Because it was like, when everyone got woken up, they were unstoned.
Yeah.
They had that. Now we do it again, they get rid of it all. It heals more. You kind of fit in a little bit more with them, I guess.
Sure.
Do you think the readers like freaked out when they lost their scars and wrote in like, we love those?
Wait, I
like,
can't
all right,
tell.
I'll put them back.
Can't tell who they are.
Like Akira Toriyama, people be like, no one likes these androids, so I'll make different androids.
Make them sexy.
Yeah, he did.
But no, I like it as well. And I like the idea, I think it was that, was it Geen? I don't know who it was. That was like, once we've fulfilled this, we can then take them off. It's like, we've completed the quest.
Yep.
Gen, yeah. What did I say? I think I mixed Genro.
Simply, when the 7 billionth person is brought back, we will remove them.
Well, hopefully what we find is like, you know what? There's another way that doesn't revolve around this acid stuff that we can like throw down the who beat Medusa?
Kratos.
No, not
Kratos
Kratos.
did.
Perseus.
Yeah, Perseus sounds right. It wasn't because I'm like, it wasn't Achilles. I don't think it was like, who was it? But,
Theseus was the Minotaur, I think, and Perseus was Medusa.
but we're like, here's the Perseus, and it de-stones everybody, you know?
Sure.
As opposed to like, all right, shh.
Didn't we? Isn't the ship named Perseus?
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's fighting Medusa.
Yeah. Okay.
Kratos, man.
We're not talking about Kratos, Eric. Guys, thank you so much for watching Dr. Stone with us. We hope you enjoyed this season. But we're all done.
Ugh.
But make sure you subscribe, because there's more. We have to go to space, or at least the U.S. I don't think we're going to space next season.
One
Regardless
place
of what Eric
capitalism
says.
can't find me.
Spice!
Subscribe. We'll be back with more Dr. Stone.